You may have heard of the saying, energy flows where attention goes. This is an ancient spiritual belief. If we want to achieve extraordinary results in our health, career, business, or mission, we first need to get absolutely clear and focused on what it is that we really want and create a vision of where we want to go. I'm a big believer in helping people find their true purpose and creating a vision board to help them get there. Creating a sacred space that displays what we want to attract in our lives is actually going to bring it into our life. What we focus on expands. And when we create a vision board and place it in a space where we see it often, we essentially are doing little mini visualizations throughout the day. Visualization is one of the most powerful mind exercises we can do. In Hungry for Change, John Gabriel talks about the power of visualization for creating the body and health of our dreams. Also, in the popular film The Secret, the law of attraction is forming your entire life experience, and it is doing that through your thoughts. When you're visualizing, you're emitting a powerful frequency out to the universe. Whether you believe this or not, science has proven that visualization actually works. Olympic athletes have been using it for decades to improve performance, and it is actually proven that when you visualize running a race in your head and you look at a brain scan, the same muscles can fire as when you're actually running that race. So what's the big secret in creating a vision board that works? According to John Gabriel, it's simple. Our vision board should focus on what we want to feel and not just what we want. It's great to include the material stuff, of course, too. However, the more your board focuses on how you want to feel, the more that it can come to life. So for example, if you want to lose weight and get healthy, think about a time of your life where you felt happy and healthy and at your ideal weight. So now you're not focusing on the weight loss, you're focusing on the feeling. I like living in a community where there's families of like-minded philosophies and kids playing on the streets and no danger and no stress. Now, I shouldn't rack my brain trying to think about where that may be in the world. I focus on the feeling of what that community would feel like to live in, and I write that feeling down and what it would mean for my family. Does that make sense? Okay, so now let's get down to the nitty-gritty, what you're going to need to actually make the vision board. First of all, you'll need some kind of a board, ideally a cork board or a poster board from the hardware store. And next you'll need some simple craft tools like scissors, tape, pins, and a glue stick to put your board together. If you want, you can get some markers, stickers, or anything else that you think that you can use to decorate the board. So are you ready? Get your pen and your paper all set up, and then we can put on some nice relaxing music, classical or slow meditative music, and we'll start visualizing what we want to attract more of in our lives. I will ask you the question and you can fill it in your notebook. Just remember, there's no wrong way to do a vision board. Just make it fun and exciting. I would say that the only cautions I would give you for making a vision board is making it too realistic. When James and I wanted to make a film with no filmmaking experience whatsoever and release it online the next year, my dad said, that's nice, but it's not realistic because you guys are not filmmakers. So the most important thing to remember here is that we are capable of so much more than we think, and that society has us believe. I say this to encourage you to live a life of authenticity, a life of what you want, not a life of what others say is realistic. Just think about the time in your life when you did something that was completely impossible. Most people around you said, that's impossible, you'll never be able to do that. And you focused on it, you worked on it, and you mastered it. Well, if you've done it before, you should be able to do it again, right? How did you do it? You focused on it long and hard, you obsessed about it, you laid in bed awake thinking about it for hours, days, years. You let it brew inside of you until one day you decided to just go and do it. What is that for you? What is that passion? Now close your eyes, take a deep, expansive breath, and step into your authentic self and see what that looks like for you. So we start off our first question with, what is my biggest dream I'd like to achieve this year? Later, you will be able to go into the magazines and find photos that will best represent this dream. So the next question is, what will my motto or phrase be to keep me encouraged for this year? It can be a quote that you always come back to, or something that you type out as a quote or a postcard and that you can stick in the middle of the vision board. Now, before we get into thinking about our goals that are in the following areas of relationship, career, finances, health, travel, and social, I just want to take you through a little exercise that can help you with expanding on these. So I'm going to ask you to close your eyes and sit comfortably. Take a deep, centering breath. Now think about yourself during this past year. See yourself going through your daily activities. If you take on an observer's role, what do you notice about yourself? How do you rate your stress levels? How do you talk to your spouse? How do you eat or shop? What do you drink? How do you talk about yourself? Do you give yourself credit for what you've achieved so far? Or do you always feel guilty? Guilty you're not good enough. Guilty you couldn't be the best mum, the best dad, the best lover, or the best at your given career? Do you try to be everything to everyone? Preparing food for everyone but leaving yourself out? Have you been eating on the run? Having that third coffee when you really just needed a proper meal? Okay, now take a deep breath here and anchor this state. And now think to yourself, what would the new you do? Would she book herself into a yoga holiday or even a detox retreat? Maybe she'd go on a juice detox with her friends. Now take a deep breath, and from this state, open your eyes and write down what are your biggest goals for this year in your health. And then after that, write down why you should make this a must. Then the next one is, what are our biggest goals this year for our career or business? And then write down why you should make this a must. Now write down what is your biggest goals this year for your relationship, family, and social life. And then follow that with why you should make this a must. So now that you've visualized the life of your dreams and what you'd like to attract more of in your life, now it's time for the fun part, which is making the vision board. So I hope you have all the tools that you need, and just carve out some space and some time and make the best day out of it. Have fun, everybody.